I think you gotta find a halfback, see what happens.
Yeah, let's talk about that actually. Let's talk about that because it was gonna be a shorter show anyway. I'm interested on your thoughts on this
Mhm.
because um I like Kenneth Walker. Um I will say my friend RJ from Emerald City Hockey, it was the draft obviously happens, you know, during hockey season. So it was before a Kraken game. And we're sitting there watching the draft, and the Seahawks pick comes up, and I'm like, okay. And they take Kenneth Walker, and he's got a video of me saying, I go, a running back. Because I was just like, what? Why do we need? Because it was that string of years where there's like they drafted Penny, there was Walker. I was like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so tired.
Mhm.
Um, in the higher rounds. And I like Ken Walker's ability. I think he's got great ability. He's got the home run speed.
Mhm.
He's elusive. Like, I don't think there's any questions about how he plays,
No.
right? Um, but obviously when he got placed on injured reserve towards the end of the year, there was some discussion about him. Um, and he's signed. Oh, fascinating. Okay, his rookie contract ends next year. Okay.
Okay.
Um, but anyway, what was I looking at here? I went and I counted how many games he had missed over the course of his season. He only missed like 10 games. I'll go and look back at it.
I
Look
have,
back at it.
yeah.
Um, over the
Looks like
course of his
six. He missed
six.
6 games.
Okay. Over his career.
No, sorry, over last year.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously last year it makes it look worse with six, but I think it was 10 in total for his career. And I'm like, I like the whole narrative, okay, that I had seen with him is that he just can't stay healthy. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, so what? The NFL, when did the NFL start the 17 game season? Was it 21?
Yeah,
Um,
recent.
yeah, 2021. So he was in 2022. So over the 3 years he's played in the NFL, he's played 15 games, and 12 games. So yeah, 10 games he's missed over, what, the potential of 52 of them.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think
that is
that's as
better than it feels emotionally. You know.
that's that's where I'm getting at, right? Is because the 15 games over the last 2 years, like you miss 2 games a season. I think that's fine.
Hmm.
I think as a professional team, you should be able to handle 2 games without a running back. You should have like a good backup back. You're not going to be Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery
Yeah.
in Detroit, but I mean Zach Charbonnet was more than serviceable last year. I just think this past season for Ken Walker, and his bald head really kind of put like a negative onus on his availability, and I
Hmm.
don't like that. I don't think that like if they look at a contract for him and they say, yeah, we do want to get something done, we want you here. He's not going to get big money. I don't think he should get big money.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to get like a top of the, upper echelon, like Lord Saquon himself and his thighs contract.
Hmm.
Um, but I think he could sign an extension here. And then you look at the running backs on the roster. You've got this Charbonnet, who is solid, who's just a year younger than Ken Walker. So it's not like you're getting much of an age advantage in that regard.
Hmm.
And then it goes down to Kenny McIntosh, who hasn't really shown much because he hasn't gotten much in terms of carries.
And then George
Um,
Halani
and then George Halani out of what, Boise State? Is it
out
Bronco?
of
Blue
somewhere.
Turf?
Who
I
knows?
think I remember, yeah, Boise State. Yeah, I watched him when Boise State came to UW
Oh,
and didn't
okay.
do too well. Yeah, and Charbonnet, who, yeah, is a free agent in 27. Um, I don't know. Obviously, oh, well, Saquon just scored. Um,
I mean, I'm
I'm,
a Charbonnet enjoyer personally.
oh yeah,
Um,
I don't think
he's
there's
got,
anything to be.
yeah. I mean, he's excellent like dual threat too. Like even as a receiver.
Yeah,
Um, he got 909 yards last year, combined, receiving and rushing. He was there to pick up for Kenneth Walker whenever his knees went down. And I just love watching him because like K9 is, um, I don't want to say he's small, but he's not tall. Um,
Yeah.
Walker and Charbonnet are about the same weight. Like Walker was 211, Charbonnet's 214. Like that's basically the same, but Charbonnet's got like 6 or 7 inches on him, like taller. And I just love watching Charbonnet truck dudes over. I could watch that literally forever. Especially towards the end of that Dolphins game early in the season. I mean, it was the Dolphins, to be fair. You're playing on beginner difficulty there. Um, but he was running all up and down the field all year. Uh, and I love Zach Charbonnet, and I do enjoy watching Kane. I think he turned it on. I think if you're having the discussion on um, the Seahawks that like were expected to do great and then missed due to injury between Walker and Metcalf, I think Metcalf suffered worse this season because of his
Yeah.
injuries
I'd agree with that.
than Walker did. Walker still had a great season, and I look forward to seeing this combo more. I think here's okay. We're gonna go off the deep end, all right? It's the off season. We can say whatever we want. Um, Bulk Charbonnet up, make him massive.
He's
Uh,
already pretty big.
he's already pretty big. Make him bigger.
Okay.
Make him make him the biggest guy on the field,
Okay.
um, and have him be basically a halfback, right? And then have that kind of
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
See, big guy run fast. Um, it's all about mass and energy, okay? Right?
Yeah,
You know, an object in motion is going to stay in motion unless acted on
that's
by an outsized force. And the
correct.
goal here is to make sure that no defenders can be that
So
opposing force.
you're trying to make another Derrick Henry, is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Accentuate the difference. I'm saying is like accentuate the difference between Charbonnet and Walker. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
you've got kind of the small, fast, elusive guy. You've got the big
Yep.
guy that's going to break your back when he trucks you. And you could have either of those on the field at any time, and it keeps defenses on their toes. Um,
Okay. Okay. I see.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm all about.
I mean, like, if we were to like go into Army's playbook, like, I'm sure
Yes.
there would be so many formations to do that, which would be very fun. Yeah, and like that you talking about the differences and accentuating them is the biggest thing of why, like, one, I already told you my case, like, I disagree with the comments about Walker's availability. Like, I just disagree with that. Um, and it's like, well, he missed 6 games this year or whatever. Sure, yeah,
Hmm.
fine. Like that is like undeniable. But this idea that he's just injury prone, um, is he's not like Joel Embiid levels of missing games. Like I don't think I think that's false. I think that's just little children on Instagram commenting dumb shit. I just
That's
vehemently disagree
Instagram. That
with
sounds
that.
like Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, I think Seattle is so good offensively at their skill positions, whether it is the wide receiver position this year, obviously JSN taking a jump, the potential of what DK Metcalf can do, in the right scenarios when he gets the ball and all that. Tyler Lockett, if we're talking about the current roster, right? Tyler Lockett's still been dependable when he was throwing the ball. We talked about Barner and Fant already. And then the running back position, you've got, a guy who's an elusive back who's got speed, who can hit the home run. And then Zach Charbonnet, who bowls through guys and even has shown bursts here and there. I mean, he had big bursts against the Cardinals on the road,
Hmm.
right?
That 51-yard run, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's primarily what I'm thinking about. Exactly. So, like, I just wouldn't touch it. Like, neither of them, you don't have to make a decision on either of them. And even then, you've got Kenny McIntosh, who has shown some ability in like the 5 carries he's gotten.
Yeah.
So just leave the running back room alone. Like I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think, yeah. I mean, the Hawks are in a great place. Fundamentally, I think all of the talent is there. It needs to be refined and focused into a spear that can puncture the armor of opposing teams. Um,
I think you
uh,
put it best when you talked about essentially just them retooling. They don't need to make extreme changes.
yeah, Philip of Macedon, Alexander the Great's father, conquered Greece, and he did so not by reinventing anything, but by taking the already existing Greek hoplite, their kind of classic Greek soldier with a sword and a spear, and he said, "What if I make the spear really long?" so
Oh,
that we will
yes.
stab them
Yeah.
first. He did not reinvent the wheel. He did not anything. He just iterated on the design that already is there. He had that vision, and he conquered Greece, and he gave his son Alexander the tools that he would later use to, topple the Persian Empire. Right? We can topple the Persian Empire of I don't know. I guess the chiefs, right? Would be our Persian Empire.
For now, yeah.
That's possible with the Seahawks if we iterate on the design that exists, and I think Mike Macdonald's the mind to do that. And I think he's looking for an offensive coordinator, perhaps like your Fraley, your Hank Fraley, that can come in and do that for your offense because it's the pieces are there, and I believe in the Seahawks. They missed on the fifth tiebreaker, right? We're gonna keep saying that all off season. The raw talent is certainly there. I don't think anybody can deny that. As much as we have people who love to, which deny it in the comments, boost engagement.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing, and why I'm not like I didn't get on my two knees in the middle of a Walmart when you know what was it, that interception bounced off someone's head in the Cardinals game against the Rams. Kyler Murray. I think I tweeted about it, I was like Kyler Murray, like having to actually root for Kyler Murray to lead a game-winning drive is terrible, and I hate it.
Hmm.
And then yeah, watching those other games where they needed what, like 3 games of 5 to go in their way. Like,
Yeah.
because I understood they put themselves in this position, one, but also that they're not far off. Like if they were in a situation like Chicago or New England, where there needs to be a lot for them to be a contender and to fix their situation, then I would, sure, I'd fall to my knees in the middle of a Walmart or like a Tesco or something, but they're not in that position. So then we'll go into here that's something.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, how about those Zaps?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know. Where are you going to watch all those away games, though?
Away games. Huh. I was thinking of coming here since, after all, Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports.
I love that idea. Hope to see y'all here.